All right, welcome to our second episode of NorCam Weekly. I'm just calling it that for the moment.
It works.
Because, technically it's just all NorCam,
Yeah.
weekly. And we have, for the first time on the network and on the show, our executive director, Rob Carbone.
Hi, everybody.
Now, I've always thrown around like Carbone. What do you prefer?
We use both.
Yeah.
Carbone is the Italian version of Carbone. We always say when that's what the man named us when we came off the boat.
Do we slapped you with?
Exactly. They didn't want those extra vowels and consonants in there, so yep.
It's too messy.
Yeah,
Too
exactly.
ethnic.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I actually noticed when people, and to kind of enlighten people listening in and members and whatnot who feel bad about, was it Carbone or Carbone?
Carbone was the dead guy in the freezer in Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
With Eric, the first time Eric Clapton's Layla.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
But that's trivia for you right there. Well, let's get off. And Jason is with us too, our government
Hey,
access
Jason.
coordinator, and I'm Phil Healy, your public access coordinator.
Yep.
And this is the second episode, like I said at the top, of NorCam Weekly, a part of our NorCam podcast network, Norcast, which we're looking for people who want to learn how to do a podcast and would like to
This
do a
isn't
show.
about fishing?
We changed.
I want to
formats
cast
midstream,
into
yeah.
Martin's Pond.
We could.
Okay.
We should, actually.
Yeah,
I would
maybe.
love if someone wanted to do a fishing podcast or a fishing show.
In a canoe.
In a canoe, yeah. Well, there was this Fishing with John show. You know what I'm talking about, the guy,
Nope.
I think it was a filmmaker, but he was just an eccentric guy. Fishing with John. So look it up on YouTube or online. It's pretty. Willem Dafoe's on an episode. 'Cause
No,
he's
sir.
a buddy of Willem Dafoe's and a couple other people, or he was like a musician. I forget, but it's pretty funny. It's pretty low key. But yeah, Jason, what do you have? You actually did
I tried to take some
the
notes.
studious thing.
First off, I'll mention, if people don't already know, depending on where you're listening to this, you can now find the show on iTunes.
Oh, lovely.
Sweet.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
nice.
I'm working on getting on Stitcher, which is like another free podcast provider. So
It's not a seamstress.
That provides podcasts.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I need my pants hemmed, and I have this podcast for you.
Oh, good. Just we're talking to this mic, and I'll get going to work.
You stuck me with the pin. Come on, lady. Pay attention.
I get confused which is which. But what? So yeah, what else?
other things happen around here, and I happened to notice earlier this week, and we put it up on the Facebook page that we broke 100,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
nice.
kind of insane when
Yeah.
you think about it. Like, and we have because I was actually out and about because you were working the later shift, and I was working earlier that day. I think it was on Tuesday. No, Wednesday. Wednesday. I saw that, and it was insane. And some people, we don't get a lot of activity on our Facebook page, but something like that, people really responded to. And yeah, it's
Cool. Nice little pat on the back.
No, it is.
So,
It's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's like weird people like will subscribe to us all the time, and some it's like, who are you? It's like like maybe they're spam bots, maybe they're.
I just like that it's consistent, and sometimes people start a YouTube page and we're totally gonna do this, and they walk away and fade away, and it's like, no, that's our home base online. Like, that's where you can find all these archives of old meetings and anything we've basically done. So.
Yeah, and not just meeting shows like old coming soon. There will be I think 1985 or 84 telethon that's been on.
Oh, right.
Which I've been only just working trying to get the number off of there, but I don't know if the number actually goes anywhere anymore because it's
I
like
have
the telethon
no idea.
number. Yeah.
I mean, that's some old stuff. That was when we first took over from Comcast. We had boxes and boxes of old tapes, and it's kind of interesting because the old practice was, we have this show from 2 years ago. Let's just record over the tape. We'll just recycle it or erase it and reuse it. So a lot of the old stuff really didn't survive, but that one did. So it's kind of a neat little artifact, I guess.
Wow.
From the heydays of the 80s.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, that's how, getting on the YouTube channel stuff, that's how that started. We had all these boxes of literally, hundreds of VHS tapes of meetings and other stuff, and we just, we don't have, everything from, the past, 10 or 15 years, but we have a good amount of stuff that you could go back to, 2001, or even, 1997.
You could see some of the old graduations.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
There's a whole playlist on there.
Yeah. Jason's done an amazing job organizing playlists and putting that together, making it more less jumbly.
You guys have all done an amazing job. From even 3-4 years ago when we first started the project.
Well, yeah.
To now, so it's great. I love where it's gone. I love the organization and the layout of it. I get a lot of good feedback from folks in town. So, job well done, guys. Job well done.
Patting ourselves on the back of the podcast. There we go.
I'll have to figure out the number. I want to know how many videos we have.
We have like 4,195, I think. I mean, I can look that up right now. Yeah, well, remember I was talking to you, I think either yesterday or Wednesday. Like, I'll say it here, I guess. Not to say, I would be great on the podcast you voted something down. Like, no, we can't do that. But, like, asking people to send us videos because let's reach 5,000. Like, anything you got, send anything North Reading or like you've done, send it to us.
No, we can't do it.
You can't do it.
No, I
don't like this community.
We encourage it. We encourage it. We encourage folks to get involved. I mean, if you may have old VHS tapes from, 1989. So, if you want to even just come in and learn how to archive some of those, whether to put it on disc or upload it to YouTube, share it with your family, and let us know. Besides the fact of what we normally do and offer, which is, training with cameras and, computers for editing and whatnot, why not get involved, folks?
Yeah.
Get involved.
No, I wasn't even thinking, like, old VHS. Even if you wanted to, because technically this is like a time capsule, too, I find
We still have VCRs.
Yep. And bring it in,
you're like... T-shirt. NorCam, we still have VCRs.
Yeah. Well, I would love people to, if we had, like, a linear or deck-to-deck, like, editing thing, just to show people how crazy it is.
We used to. It died a slow and painful death. It just stopped running.
Well, hey, it went, man. That's what happened.
Yeah, what he didn't do.
Yeah, so Rob, our executive, has been involved in the public access game, working at it for how long?
Wow. About 15 years as an employee and about 25 as like a volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nuts.
So I'm a spring chicken.
Yeah.
Bagok.
But, and was it Woburn, Wilmington?
Let's see. I started off in Wilmington in high school just as a volunteer and whatnot. Then I went away to school, graduated. A few years later, started working in Plymouth, at PAC TV in Plymouth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep, big shout out to those peeps. They were good. They still are good. Then I moved back home, started working in Wilmington, wound up actually teaching the high school class that I was once a student of. So that's kind of fun, full circle.
Yeah.
Worked as youth outreach coordinator, production training coordinator. They were starting up the Woburn Public Media Center. Literally was still on paper at the time I had applied, and I was like, well, I'd like to throw my hat in that ring and to actually try to start up an access center. So I was the operations manager there and helped get that all off the ground. And then a few years later, I saw that they were trying to start an access center in North Reading. I figured, well, I've already done one, might as well do another. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Here we are.
And here we are years later. That was 2008, and now we're in the Damon Tavern, and it's 2015.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you took them out of the high school, right? An old, like, broom
Yeah, I guess. It wasn't quite like the Exodus with Moses, going across the Red Sea of Northern Town Common.
It was exactly like that.
It kind of was, actually.
Yeah.
I arrived in a baby basket, and
Lots
years
of
later
plagues.
I parted the green on the common, and we went across the street to the Damon Tavern. It was, I knew from the get-go we needed a bigger space, and what we wanted to offer the community was a little bit different than what was already in place. Actually, a lot different than what was already in place. So, we just looked for a spot and chatting with folks. Next thing you know, we found out there was a space in the Damon Tavern, and it's a good centralized location. We're close to, most of the schools, except for the little school that's still across town, so it's not too far away.
But that's in a weird place, like, not to get too out of school, but that really is like I don't. How did that happen? The
little school?
Yeah,
being there?
just how like.
I don't know. It's been there for years. When I actually grew up on the other side of North Reading and Wilmington, and we'd ride our bikes. We go play on ththose fields. They were closer than any of the other fields in Wilmington. So
wow.
Yeah,
like let's get out of here. Let's get farther away from Little. Let's build our schools.
No, it's the little school is a cool
great
place.
School,
yeah,
yeah,
it is.
No, I do like it, but it's just how. Well, actually, that and
it does seem like it's kind of far away, but it's really not that far away. I mean,
no, it's a couple of streets down.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a mile or two.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
Not bad.
Oh. But
you gotta have a place for the people on that side of the town.
that's true.
Just like the
Whatever.
the hoods, the hoods on that side of town by Harold Parker and all
Yeah.
that. And then there's the batch in the middle, in high school, middle school.
Yeah. All the new stuff and everything. Oh, speaking of what, do you have any? Are those all your notes?
I
Or
had some other things just to talk about, like new equipment. I know we mentioned last week how we got the new stuff for the school committee. This week you actually had a chance to kind of.
oh yeah, I was able to. I was able to get in on that. It was very nice. The new equipment. It looks nice. We're actually uploading by the end of this episode the YouTube version of our school committee meeting will be fully uploaded.
I'm dying to see it.
Yeah, no, it looks great, and it feels. I mean, like I was talking to Jason earlier this week, getting out the kinks of like what truly should be the audience cameras and what can. I mean, technically
Right.
they all can be
Right.
used for whatever, but what looks a little better,
Well, it's one
how to
thing when
cut.
you're just learning how to use the system in the X room itself. When we're first trying it out, fresh out of the case, when they delivered it a couple weeks back. It's completely different than when you're actually in the situation of a meeting and like, oh hey, all right, well I got to pan and tilt and zoom in. All right, this is a better angle to get the chair. This is a better angle to get this person in the crowd. So
Well, yeah, you got to get that groove, and you got to figure out how. It's just like working anything else. You got to
Right.
you got to figure that the motions.
Right.
And we were talking about how sometimes there aren't a good amount of people at the meetings, and sometimes they can be packed.
right,
And so you have to be prepared. Like this meeting had a couple people there. I think one of the prospective school committee member,
Candidates?
Candidate was it not incumbent? Yeah. If you're an incumbent if you've been there and you're
Right,
running for
right.
re-election. So what is the antithesis of that? I forget. Non-incumbent. I forget.
non-incumbent,
Non-incumbent.
recumbent.
Maybe,
No,
yeah.
that's a bicycle when you
Yeah.
lay down and ride.
Well, someone up for school committee membership. I forget the woman's name. I apologize, but actually, I don't know officially if it was her there. So now I'm just speculating. I thought it was.
Careful.
I got you were taking inspectors. But no, it was not. There was a couple people there, and sometimes there aren't. But it's interesting to try to get that groove and figure out. I try to switch back and forth, not to be too jerky with the camera movement.
Right.
But no, it's a good system, and we record right to a hard drive.
Yep. 21st century, folks.
Yeah, no, it's good, and it looks nice. Yeah, we're working out the kinks on getting it live.
Yep.
Through that, and that's only a matter of time. And,
Probably be an afternoon of sitting there and trying gazintas and gazadas and calibrating this and tweaking that, and hopefully we'll get it up and running. So,
we got time.
yeah, I know.
The next one is at a couple weeks or 3 weeks, I think.
Yep. Well, next meeting's what, the little school?
At the Little, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, the 11th.
All right, good.
So it's not too bad. But oh yeah,
I was going to say on the subject of new equipment, if we can kind of tip our hand a little bit and talk about how last week we went over to Hunt's, checked out some possibly new cameras.
Yeah, a whole bunch of new gear, actually. It was pretty interesting. Kind of right now in the hemming and hawing seesaw of whether to pick with Canon HD camera or the Sony HD camera. Both are pretty neat. Before, we used to have these little Beach Tech boxes that you have to plug mics into. These cameras actually have built-in XLR inputs, which is nice.
yeah, it's
Gives you a lot more flexibility with your sound. You can switch from line to mic level.
no need for other batteries.
Right, exactly.
Thing to have.
Yeah, exactly. One less thing to
Yeah.
make noise,
Yeah.
A lot of them have both cameras I think have dual card recording, so it's like you put in two memory cards, hit record. As you fill up one, it goes right to the next one pretty seamlessly, so
Continuously keep recording in theory if you wanted to. So
yeah, exactly. It's kind of a neat feature that we really haven't had before. I mean, I started with tape. So, I mean, once you ran out of, like, that 2-hour VHS tape, you were kind of hosed if you didn't, like, change it quick enough. Like, yeah. Yep. Even mini DV was like that. But, yeah, the cards, it's supposed to be seamless. So, yeah, we looked at that. We looked at the portable audio recorders. Some of those are really nice. They kind of look like a microphone, so you can just leave it on, like, a stand, and hopefully it won't intimidate folks into thinking, like, oh, my God, it's this elaborate recording device.
Right.
Yeah. And then the on-camera shotgun mics, too, to replace, some of our existing stock. I mean, we inherited a few really nice older Sennheiser ones.
Sennheisers, yeah.
But, I mean, they're old, so they've kind of fallen apart, and we need to replace them. So that's what we're going with. And they just use normal 9-volt batteries, not these weird little silver cells that you have to find in like obscure battery
Which used
stores.
to have like mercury. So
Yeah, exactly. Don't lick those batteries. See if they're good.
Well, they do have. You can buy them. They're actually very expensive. Those
Oh
little
yeah,
batteries, if you don't use phantom power,
right.
We're like we're like expensive relatively to for
For
buying
a battery.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah, it's not like going to Home Depot and buying the 40-pack of AA's for $10.
Yeah, exactly.
You're buying one battery for $10.
Yeah,
like,
usually.
And it lasts like a day, and you're like, oh,
good, we got it.
quick $10.
Mm-hmm. Burning a hole.
Yep.
But yeah, no new equipment hopefully coming up, and
Yeah, it's nice because across the board, like that. Now we have the new TeleView. We have
I don't know if it's the mic or keep going.
testing.
Oh, it is. It does sound a little low.
Uh-oh. Oh, I guess we need to buy some new mics too while we're at it. Maybe some new cables.
Oh, go for it. Go ahead.
Right, no. I was just saying that now we have the TeleView system, the new system in the school committee room, new cameras. So everything's going to start looking even better than what it's been. So
We even switched over. Oh yeah, we even switched over to fiber optics
Yeah.
on Comcast too.
Yeah,
That was another big change in the last month. That was a long-standing project in the works. But before we were using old copper wiring, and while that was good and durable and had its advantages, the disadvantages would be it gets old, and once it starts to lose its conductance, you start to see the picture start to fade. But so instead of having to pull all the spaghetti out of the poles in town and start all over again, we went with fiber optics because that was already existing. Fiber optics really don't. I mean, they do. I guess they're kind of fragile because it's glass, but it doesn't wear out in the same way that like copper does. But yeah, that was a big project. It had been a long time coming, and it's something probably took about like 2 years of planning with our franchise reps and working with the town and just trying to get everyone all on the same page. The equipment used to go live in remote locations that they're called modulators, and those get old. They start to drift. Now the new stuff's it's fiber optic based. You're basically recording at the speed of light, so it's kind of neat. Again, a cleaner picture without having to worry about drifting with your signal and whatnot. So kind of nice. Also, it uses existing kind of networking gear. So if you have a data jack in a wall and you have a network switch and it's tied into our network, you can pretty much go live anywhere.
Yeah.
Set up virtual LAN connections and whatnot. So pretty wild.
Yeah, it's
how
pretty
technology
exciting.
is. I never thought it'd be at this level, and it is. Future's now, people.
And we also have a new education channel. I think we brought it up last time, but
Yep. So we've been well, it's funny because it was on Verizon first, and we had to get the third channel from Comcast. So
for a couple
that's why
months,
that's why I was in bulletin board for a while. So I think we're gonna start putting some programming on it.
Hey, we have a lot of stuff. You actually mined a lot of material.
It's funny. A lot of it's stuff that like a lot of educational films, some of which are kind of old that I saw as a kid, but are still relevant. I mean, when they tell you all about how government works, it hasn't changed since 1776. So, well, it kind of has, but not really. You don't have Tories and Whigs anymore. Now it's just Democrats, Republicans.
Less fights.
Yeah,
Less
exactly.
fisticuffs.
Less whiskey, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess they
well.
drank a lot at those old Congress.
Yeah, that's what the gavels were made.
Yeah.
They're just little flasks.
Yeah, exactly. Ben Franklin's acting up again. Quick, knock him upside the head.
All right, you got it.
Drag him out.
Ben Franklin.
Him and his potbelly stove and bifocals.
Always killing turkeys and just mauling them, chewing them down. This should be the state bird. But
It's delicious.
it is still. He was. Oh man, I'd love to see him at a meal, just eyes open, focus, not just eating whatever.
Did you ever notice he looks kind of disappointed at you on that $100 bill? Like, you shouldn't be spending it on this.
Yeah,
You
put
totally
this
shouldn't.
away.
You just save this. Don't spend it.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
Yep.
Benny F. Benny
Yep.
Frankie.
Yep. Poor Richard in his almanac.
Yeah, well, he'll learn.
I don't think he was poor. I think he was fibbing.
No, I think he was pretty well off. So, yeah, I mean, that's we actually got through a lot today just about the history of NORCAM itself, where it's going, what we're looking to do, and we're also looking always looking for volunteers.
Yep.
And there's always check out our Facebook page, which is, what is it, Jason?
Facebook.com/norcam.
And you can check out, we have photo albums dedicated to what's happening around town. People send us bulletin reports.
Yep.
Or if you're an organization in North Reading, want to just tell us what's going on in town, send us an email. You can send it to Rob. What's your email?
norcamrob@gmail.com.
And Jason?
norcamjason@gmail.com.
And here comes mine, phil.healy.norcam@gmail.com. I'm an idiot.
Had to be different.
But yeah, you can find out our YouTube channel, which has 100,000 views at, how we keep pointing.
The NorCam one?
Yeah, it's the NorCam one, but
With
like
the number one at the end.
Yeah, but like you say all the time, if you just search NorCam, you'll find it.
Right.
And yeah, we look any videos you got or you want to send our way, be it a VHS of old like stuff around town, or just like your own home stuff that you're like, you know what, this is part of Reading's history, this is part of us. Let's put it up. And yeah, we'll put it up. We'll be the curator. So we want to get to 5,000 videos.
And hey, it's free. Can't be free.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you have a bulletin board message, we don't charge you to put that on air.
No,
and,
of course.
You know, to watch YouTube videos doesn't cost you anything. So it's a good way to stay connected with your town, stay connected with your living history. You might even find the old cow chip bingo event from the days of yore that was on the football field. I want to say it was like 1989 or 1990.
Oh, isn't there one of them already up?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can find that one, that's the Easter egg in our pile.
Yeah, there are a bunch of weird, fun things.
Awesome stuff.
And if any, and it's actually been, I guess, one final note. It's been very weird in the era of watch what you say, because anything will be used against you in the court of
public opinion.
Public opinion, yeah. Like so many people running now, and just like in general, who have been on the board, their stuff is there, and current people on board of selectmen and school committee. Rightfully so. They're like, oh, the mics are off, right? So everything's like, everyone's been, because everything's documented and it's all there online and people can just view it at any time, which, like you said before, people love it and people are really championing it. Like, people get real careful.
Oh, and your mom might find you looting in Baltimore and beat you silly in front of everyone.
But yeah, no, it's kind of cool with a great sense of kind of openness, so.
Yeah.
All right. Any closing?
That's it for me. I'm just excited. I hope we can get some other guests on here. We got Rob this week finally.
Yeah.
Yep.
After one episode.
One episode, like finally.
Long awaited.
Years of planning.
Yeah.
We finally got our schedules to align. We walked 10 paces and we got them.
Had to walk out of the office.
But people have suggestions or who they'd like to hear on here, we're open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Anyone, if you want to be on, you can email us or just come on down 21 Bow Street.
664-0501.
Yep, is our phone number, 978.
You'll need a Coke.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a Pepsi guy with that. But we're right across the Flint Memorial Library and the funeral home. So don't feel...
And in the Common.
Oh, yeah, in the Common, yes.
Right
I like staying with death. That's when I side with death in any adventure. But yeah, thank you. Oh, Rob, any last words?
No, just
not last words. I'm sorry.
Just once again, just want to invite people to come on by and check us out. It doesn't hurt to stop on by. We're your neighbors, and we're right here in the center of town. So, kids, if you want to get involved, we have a lot of great programs for you as well. We have a after-school video club, the video production club that actually Phil runs, and like I said, we're willing to show anyone from 9 to 99 on how to use this equipment and how to get involved and have a lot of fun. I mean, that's the point of it all, is to have some fun. So,
you hit the nail on the head, and it's only $20 for a family, individual, $10 for a student. So if you're a student, be it
or senior citizen,
thank you. And $20 for up to about 5 people. For a family?
For an organization.
For an organization and a family.
So,
okay, family.
If you're the Brady Bunch, I'm not going to be like, no, only 3 of you, sorry.
But even then, it's for the whole year, it's nothing. For what we're going to try to teach you everything we know, but about production or whatever. But thank you again for listening. Check you out next week. And if you have any questions, feel free to email, call, or stop by. Thank you.